Good morning, friends. It's my birthday today, and I am 59 years experienced on this crazy planet we call the Earth. I thought a way to celebrate my birthday might be to share just the highlights of the last year from last birthday to this birthday. And I was not totally shocked. It was rather uneventful for the most part. There's a few events in here, but I'm going to share from August 24th, 2024, everything that was like, I guess, some kind of high point in my life over the past year. So, starting with August 24th, 2024, um, I had a birthday picnic in the gazebo locally here at a park with Jenny, who is my friend. I don't know. It's hit or miss, whatever. Um, she gave me a Care Bear poster for my birthday and a few other things. I was there with her and my husband. On the 26th, I had my colonoscopy. On the 1st of September, I sang at a place that I believe is a cult. September 20th, Leo joined our family. He's my cream and white colored cat that we are actually, cream and tan colored spotted cat, which we're trying to rehome because he is not happy here. He constantly wants in, out, and it's making mosquitoes come in here and it's bringing fleas in, and it's just not a good situation. Um, September 26th was Zoo Day. We went to the zoo with Jenny and Sean, her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, or whatever he is now. October 7th, I took my infamous bridge walk. Remember, I walked down the street and I walked up that walkway and across that bridge, and I filmed as I got on the other side. I filmed in front of it. I might post some pictures from that just for kicks and giggles and old times' sake. October 10th, I went mini golfing with Jenny and Matthew. On the 21st of October, I started lifting dumbbells. I can't believe it was way back then that I started the dumbbell lifting. That explains a lot of things, I guess. October 23rd was a wedding reception and dance, and I can't for the life of me remember whose wedding it was. I really don't remember. I have glimpses of it, but I can't remember whose it was. Um, I think it was Anna's wedding. Yeah, it was Anna's wedding. She's my second daughter. November 12th, I had a biopsy on my head. There's still a slight bump there. And the hair really never fully grew back in that spot either, which is kind of weird. January 22nd, I discovered what I call my sea monkey, which is a little floater that floats on this eye. It visits every once in a while, usually, like if I look out at light blue sky, I'll see that little floater pop by. Only one, but I call it my sea monkey. It's right there right now. February 15th, Bo got really sick, but he did recover. February 16th, I was dancing to Just Dance again. My husband put it on the TV. I haven't had it in a long time. We can't really afford that stuff, but April 7th, the hatch of my Jeep slammed into my shoulder right here. That wasn't fun. May to June, I was doing a lot of dancing and singing with my flags and stuff like that. June 29th, we had a picnic at our new church, River City, where I go now, and I'm a member. July 12th, we had a tornado. Didn't harm me any. July 15th, I bought a creamy maker. I started making creamies. In fact, I have one in the fridge, or the freezer right now. August 5th, I recorded some songs on my piano. August 6th, I began doing the Chloe Ting workout and Noom. August 7th, I posted my memoir, which hasn't gotten really rave reviews, so I'm probably just going to put it in private or members only. August 12th, I got a surprise wagon ride from my husband, which was super fun and super wild. That video should be posted somewhere on my channel. August 19th, there was that funny conference I went to, the Kenneth Hagin Jr. conference. I didn't tell you his name originally because it was too close to the situation, and I didn't want the powers that be getting mad at me. But yeah, that was a hot mess. But it was funny. We did laugh a lot. And Kenneth Hagin Jr. shook my hand. Whoopee! Sorry, I'd rather have Yeshua shake my hand, but it was something, I guess. I don't celebritize people. They're just humans like you and me. They all use the restroom and pull up their pants like we do, or their skirts or their dresses. Um, they got blemishes on their skin. They pass gas. They do everything human that we do. They're no different. They're just people that people have elevated, and I don't. Okay, August 23rd. I got rebuked yesterday by a pastor's wife. Let me tell you that fun little story. I'm over it now, seriously. Um, the pastor was sharing about how he had to learn to give his wife affection because he wasn't brought up in an affectionate household, as many men are not. And I thought, ooh, I could, talk to them about my situation. For the last 9 years, I've had a husband that was pretty much dissociated. Actually, not pretty much. He was dissociated for 9 years of our marriage, that is almost going on 10 years. And then we met Alex Hogue, who you've probably seen me post his videos. If you haven't watched Alex Hogue, watch him. He is very, very intelligent and insightful about psychology. Of all the therapists, and we've been to many, Alex Hogue has reached my husband better than anybody, and he is not a Bible follower. He's very new agey, I would say. Um, Very alternative, even some dark stuff, I would say, in his beliefs or whatever. But that man has done EMDR and ART on my husband and brought him completely out of a 9 year, actually more than 9 year. He was dissociated since he was a child, but he's brought him out of that dissociation. So I shared that in the class about how my husband was dissociated for 9 years. And immediately I was cut off by the pastor's wife and told, wait a minute, I just need to say this. Don't speak that over him. Don't say those things about him. Only say that he is a child of God. Only speak that he's a child of God. Okay, now, number one, she doesn't know who she's talking to. I've been steeped in word of faith stuff for like years. I know all about I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. Everything I lay my hand to prospers. I'm a child of the king. I'm made in his image. I know who I am. I know who Matthew is. I don't speak it over him. I don't say, oh, you autistic little doofus. I don't. And I'm not going to call him a child of God because if you look up what God means, I'm not going to curse him. He is a child of Yahweh, a child of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. He is not a child of God. God means Baal, y'all. Look it up. I'm not calling my husband a child of Baal. Um, Anyways, I got her gist, though. I know people think that, we say God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, whatever. And yes, when I'm in mixed company that doesn't understand that his sacred true name is not that, I will go along with the flow. But that is not my belief, and y'all know what my belief is about Yahweh, Yahshua, Ruach HaKodesh. You know that if you've watched my channel at all. So anyhow, yeah, I was not happy about being called out in front of 14 people in a room. So after the thing was over, I went out to the van and was sitting there talking to my husband and talking to a friend, and all of a sudden the door flings open, and guess who it is? Yes, the pastor's wife. She gets all up in my bubble, leans real close, and I just want you to know we love you. I know that was a hard word to hear, but our words hold power. And I thought, lady, you don't even know who you're talking to right now. I've been steeped in word of faith longer than I can tell you, since I was like, I don't know, in my 30s probably, and now I'm 59 today. I can run circles around you with word of faith. I know word of faith. I don't believe a lot of the stuff of word of faith. I think it's hurt a lot of people, damaged families, ruined lives, and I don't associate myself as somebody that is a diehard word of faither anymore, period. I'm a Bible follower to the best of my ability and the best of my understanding. I love people. I try to reach people for the Lord. But I am not a word of faith person, and I do not follow word of faith teachers either. I don't mind going to conferences. I don't mind, praying and being in that atmosphere. But I'm at the point now where if I do continue going to this class that I started going to, I'll be word of faith. I'm a great actress. I really am. I know how to call those things which be not as though they are, because I do believe that. I believe that there is power in our words, and I believe Luke 10:19, that he's given us power to trample on snakes and scorpions and overcome all the power of the enemy, and nothing by any means shall harm us. I know the Bible. I know it like the back of my hand. As much as I could know it at 59 years old, I'm sure I can learn more, and I'm always learning more. But I do know also what I don't believe. However, in order to fit in with this group, I will either have to keep my mouth shut or walk on eggshells and be careful of every word that comes out of my mouth, or I will have to play the game and be word of faith. And when people say, "How are you?" I can say, "Too blessed to be stressed, sister. How you doing today?" "Oh, I am blessed, and my mercy and his mercies are new every morning." "Oh, hey Laura, how are you?" "I am blessed, beloved, and highly favored." I can play the game, y'all. I can play it. And I will, if that's what I need to do to keep going to this group. I'm just letting you know I will play that game. And to me, yes, it's a game. I'm not saying I don't believe in those things, but having to walk on eggshells and watch every word that comes out of my mouth and speak a certain lingo, that's a game for me. That's not reality for me. Reality is people are dying of cancer, not because of their lack of faith, but because we live in a fallen world that Satan has a certain right to rule and reign in. If that was not true, most of my friends would not have mental illnesses. I would not have struggles with neurodivergency. My husband would not be neurodivergent. Babies would not die. People would not be harming each other and children and animals. We don't live in a perfect world, okay? And you can faith it till you make it, or whatever you want to call it. Blab it and grab it, name it and claim it. I did all of that. I still, to a certain extent, do that within his will, not my will. I don't believe I am a genie in a bottle or a magician that can just poof, make whatever happen that I want to happen. For years I spoke that. You guys know on this channel, I was rebuking people for having lack of faith. I have come a long way from realizing a lot of that was just prosperity gimmicks making the rich richer. The higher ups were getting the beautiful houses and the cars and the mansions and the tennis courts and golf places and whatever on our dollar and on the dollar of poor widows that believed in those ministries. My grandmother was a Catholic. She was a diehard Jimmy Swaggart fan. What happened to Jimmy Swaggart? Oh, oopsie. He had a little affair. 'Cause why? He's human. We are not supernatural, superhuman beings. I mean, we are supernatural, yes. I believe one day we will be in the kingdom with the King of Kings. And we will then know who he is because we will see him as he is. But we are not him. We are not the Almighty Yahweh above. We are his creation, and we are here to do his will, not our will. And if it's his will to heal somebody, they'll be healed. Do I believe I'm supposed to believe it's his will? Yes, I do believe that. So until I know otherwise, I'm going to believe you're going to be healed. But I am not going to fault you if you're not healed and say, well, it's your lack of faith. You need to believe more. Where's your doubt and unbelief? That's what's hindering it. No, I am a full gospel person, balanced. Everything's balanced. I believe in psychology too. Unfortunately, it seems to be one way or the other. Either the word of faithers don't believe in psychology and it's solo scriptura, only the scriptures, only their scriptures, only word of faith teachings. Or you got the psychology people that don't believe that there's a spiritual end of things. I bring them both together, y'all. I believe in psychology, I believe in spirituality, I believe in faith, but I also believe in reality. So, like I said, if I go back to the Bible study, I will faith it till they think I'm making it. They will know that I am word of faith because I'm very good at doing that. I know all the lingo. I know the scriptures. I can pull them out and I can put on the holiness crown and walk in there like all the rest of the people are trying to be and speak only the word of faith. I can speak only what God says. I can do it and I will do it if I go back there. At this point, I don't really want to go back, but my husband is learning from there, and anything he can learn is a good thing as far as from the Bible. Um, but I will never be Word of Faith again, not the way I was, where it's basically your magical thinking. That somehow miraculously everything's going to just be perfect in your world. Now, on the other hand, I laid hands on a guy years ago in a youth group meeting before I didn't even know what healing was. I didn't know it was something that humans could pray for and have happen. This guy came in and his leg was visibly shorter than the other leg. His friend had to help him in the door. He was limping, he was waddling like this. We laid hands on him. I had my eyes closed, y'all, and I felt his leg grow. And I looked down and his leg was even with the other one. And that man ran and screamed, running up and down the street saying, oh my God, I'm healed. I was born with a leg shorter than the other one and I'm healed. And that was real. There was no refuting that. So, and I know a girl that was born deaf that got hearing in her ear. So do miracles happen? They sure do. Do they come from Yahweh? Yes, they do. He is the healer. He is. I'm not doubting that. What I am refuting is these prosperity preachers who behind the scenes are doing horrible things. They're taking people's money, buying things to get themselves rich, and hurting people. I'm not for that. And I'm not for false beliefs that magically, like I said, everybody's just going to be healed and we're not going to have cancer anymore and everything's just going to be perfect, because in this world you will have tribulation, but he has overcome the world. I believe things in balance. Anyway, um, yeah, that's all I have to say. I don't want to make this super long in a video, but I know a lot of you hold a lot of weight with what I say. So I hope you're hearing me, that I am no longer a diehard Word of Faith person, but I do enjoy faith circles and I know how to talk the talk and walk the walk when I am among them if needed. If I can't be me and I can't speak facts along with truth, then I don't want any part of it, or I will just play the part. So I am prepared if I do go back to this group in a few weeks. Well, it'll be more than a few weeks if I go to this wedding that's coming up and sing for it, which is my ex-husband's niece's wedding. Um, if I don't go then, I'll go the next week or the week after, whatever. It's like every couple Saturdays. And I'll be faith walking because I know how to do it. Um, and yes, I will believe the Lord for healing and deliverance, and I've done deliverance on people. I can still do deliverance on people. I believe all that is real, but in context, in balance. Not wackadoodle. Oh, don't speak that. Don't say your husband's autistic, because he is autistic. He's been diagnosed autistic. I live with him. I know what his mind does. And yes, for years, in those 9 years, I have laid hands on him. I have rebuked the spirit of confusion and the spirit of autism and the spirits of infirmity. I've done all that. Don't you think I have? I'm a deliverance minister, for goodness sake. I have prayed the prayers. I have spoken the words. And he's still autistic, y'all. He still was shut down and dissociated for 9 years. Until we did EMDR and ART and the amazing Alex Hogue came into his life, who I believe God brought. And if you guys say, well, he isn't a godly person, so maybe the devil brought him. The devil doesn't heal people. The devil doesn't set people free, okay? He was clearly sent from Yahweh, God, above, God as you all call him, to help my husband where nobody could help him. And now our marriage is saved because Yahweh brought that man into our lives. And that man has been asking me questions about the Bible, which is awesome. Maybe he's open to hearing a more balanced, down to earth version of it. Not, woohoo, well, you can be healed, saved, set free, get all kinds of money and, be a devil stomper and all this stuff. And you can. But maybe people of the world aren't ready to hear all that. Maybe he just needed someone that was willing to sit and listen to him and learn from him first. And now he's asking questions about the Bible. I think that's awesome. So anyway, I'm not going to belabor the point. You get where I'm coming from, hopefully. Please feel free to ask me questions. I don't have a problem with that. If you criticize me, I'm cool with that too. But if you get nasty and mean, I'll delete you because I don't have to put up with that on my channel. It's my channel, and I try to keep it wholesome for everybody and positive. But yeah, you're welcome to disagree with me. You're welcome to refute my beliefs. I really don't care. I've had these beliefs for years, and I'm not likely to change them anytime soon. But if you can argue a good point, I might look over to your side and say, oh, well, gee, I never thought of that, Okay. Love y'all. Happy my birthday. I'm super excited. I'm 59 today, and boy, have I learned a lot of wisdom and still learning all the time. But I definitely know whose I am and who I am, and I'm thankful for that. And I give all glory and all honor and all praise to Yahweh above, Yahushua his son, Ruach HaKodesh, their spirit, and the spirit that lives in me. And I pray everybody has a wonderful, blessed day today. Thanks for listening. Bye for now. See you on the next video.